Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. The racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans, and welcome to fabulous Season 25 for the Split 2 action here tonight of Round 5 as we head in towards the concrete jungle of the Motor City. Detroit, Michigan tonight. Belle Isle, the former home of street course racing in Detroit. As we go racing once again, the championship is on a knife's edge at the moment. It is 4 different winners from the 4 first rounds this season. Round 5 tonight could be an opportunity for a 5th different winner. Belle Isle's a circuit that will, I'm not going to say may, I'm going to say will, decide who our race winner here is tonight. Hamish Munro here with you alongside Brett Fisher once again. Brett, pleasure to have you back this week.
Glad to be here.
We're we get to go racing once again, not only over on the Vets channel, but the Infinity Broadcasting channel as well. And we're at one of the big 3 US street courses tonight. Belle Isle, one of the 2 that we run in the Vets. We don't run Chicago, unfortunately. I wish we did. It'd be chaos, but it'd be fantastic.
Oh, it'd be good.
Oh, it'd be so good. Belle Isle, though, it's a big test, and it's often... It's a track that is often obviously compared to Long Beach, one of the other major street circuits, of which one is your favourite, and it's either Long Beach or it's Belle Isle for people. It's no one ever really chooses Chicago, so this will suit some drivers tonight. It may not suit others, but it's a circuit that will test them, and it's a circuit that I think is a really good X factor for the midpoint of the season, and it's one that's hosted many a supercars events here in the Vets as well. So I'm excited to be back here once again.
How good is it to be here in the concrete jungle of Detroit? What a fantastic place.
I know, racing on an island.
USA,
that is
baby,
a
come
park. That's right. We're back in the US once again before we head back out to Australia next week when we head over to Sandown for our 3rd Australian race of the season. It's going to be an incredible race here this evening. Let's have a quick look at our track map for you just to check out what this circuit looks like if you've never seen Detroit Belle Isle before. Infinity Broadcasting fans will know it well. It's often the finale of the VRS Porsche Cup Series. So it's a circuit that should be synonymous with fans over on that service. It should also be synonymous, though, with Vets fans as well. It's been used in the V8 Veterans calendar at least once or twice a year across the last few years, across the 25 seasons that we've gone racing here in the series. 3.7 Ks, it was opened back in 1982. Its last race, though, officially was in 2022 before IMSA and IndyCar officially moved over to the former Detroit Grand Prix circuit, now the official Detroit street racing circuit, which has been upgraded since COVID. 3.7 go around about 3.8 Ks actually, 2.3 miles, 14 turns. It all starts on the main straight for a very short run up towards the braking zone of turn 1 and then the run around turn 2 as well. Not really a major overtaking opportunity around this circuit. The first major one is down at turn 3, hard braking zone. It's often called the corner of death for a reason, though. Multiple cars often pile into the wall or into the escape route off the exit of the corner as well, and it's one that will throw up early tests to the drivers on cold tyres and on cold lines possibly as well. Turn 4 is another passing opportunity, but again, not quite. It's more medium speed than slow speed, and it can see mistakes happening. Turn 5, though, another good passing opportunity as well, but again, if you get loose under brakes, you can end up in the wall, and then the same goes for turn 6 before you go onto the back straight. And that first little section, Brett, which is really the end of the first sector and the start of the second sector for turn 3, 4, 5, and 6, that's going to be the major point tonight for us to look out on in terms of an area where incidents could possibly happen across the race. Now, obviously, there's one other major one too, but I think that's going to be one where we're going to be looking out for early incidents and possible safety car worthy incidents as well.
I know nothing.
We'll see if you know something. Maximizing.
Hamish, what a great section of track.
I know.
Though. Like it is an absolute cork between 3 and 6. It is actually, when you nail the corners on this section of track, it is really fun. The car bouncing and flowing, and yeah, when you nail it, it's a good place to be. When you don't, it's a horror place.
It is. It's a tough section as well to get right, but when you do nail it, it feels amazing. No matter what car you're in, whether it's a supercar, whether it's a Legends road course car, Porsche Cup, GT4, GT3, whatever it may be. When you nail it through that section, you feel on top of the world. And you know you've nailed it when you've exited 6 and you've gotten a great run onto the back straight.
Yeah.
Next passing opportunity, of course, goes down into the braking zone of turn 7. It's a tough corner to get the move done. We've already seen incidents across the weekend of drivers blowing it up into that corner. It's a possibility it can happen again. You then run around the triple left of turn 8, 9 and 10, famously called the James Scott Fountain across Australian iRacing services, and down towards turn 11 for Continental Corner. We then run out through 12 and 13 and up towards the pit entry corner at turn 14. It will then dead out the lap. It's a tough course. It's a tough pit exit. It comes right out into the racing line at turn 2. The pit entry, you've got to make your claim early that you're coming into pits, Brett, because we've seen time and time again drivers exit turn 13 side by side, and the one on the outside wants to come into pit lane, and they do not lift and then tuck in behind and come into pits. They try and get ahead of the other car and come in. You've got to make your claim early. You've got to get yourself to the right-hand side of track, because otherwise all hell breaks loose.
And it's a very high-speed section of track too. By the time you come out of 12, and then the next corner there, you're actually carrying a fair bit of pace. So it's one of those ones you've got to get on the brakes pretty hard, pull the car up, get it stopped, and like you said, just keep out of everyone's road and to hopefully have a clean exit entry.
Yep. Trying to get as best an exit as possible, and a run through that pit lane as well. Interesting, obviously, talking point tonight is we're still running the 2 CPS rule here this evening, so 2 pit stops must be made, but drivers have only got 2 tyre sets available to them. That is their starting set, and then 1 set of 4 that they can change onto in this race. Now, drivers may split them across 2 stops to maybe take 2 fronts and 2 rears, or they take all 4 at once, and we'll try and offset them further into the race than trying to take them earlier, because the tyres at a maximum will only last roughly about 30 to 35 laps, depending on your tyre degradation. So that's going to be a key point tonight in terms of the strategy game, as well as 85% fuel tank capacity tonight. So that's also going to have a major factor. So it's roughly 113 litres, I think, was the amount that you can put into the car at 85%. So that's also going to be a factor across the race as well. Critical lap will roughly be lap 18 this evening too. So if we get early safety cars, we may see drivers coming in, taking some free pit stops. I think the best strategy tonight, Brett, is going to be track position. So we're likely going to see drivers take less fuel in the first stop, get to the midpoint way of the race, which is roughly lap 26 or 27, come in, do the heavy load, and take their tyres at that point, and just split the race in 2.
Yep. How exciting. That's if they get that far.
Well, that's if they get that far. That's true. You've got to try and survive the concrete barriers to get that far. Let's have a quick look, though, at the championship standings at this stage as well. Alex Kiddis leads the way on 536 points. 1 rolling drop round has been included in this standing, so it is slightly different to the Sim Racer Hub variant as well. Matt Scholes, P2 in the championship with 520 points. Only 16 points separate the championship leader and P2. It's a further 4 points back to Jim Caperonis in P3. And then Craig Friend, Tim Melford and Brenton O'Brien and the only other drivers past the 500 mark on their points. Simon Haynes, Mick Clifton, Chris Blanchard and Damon Fisher are currently our top 10 in the championship. 46 drivers have participated thus far this season out of the possible 50. We have got a 47th on the road tonight, and Steve Lanyon making his first appearance for season 25. We'll see how the race goes for him across the piece as well. It's been a tough season for some drivers. For others, they'll be hoping to survive tonight because they want to try and maximise this, not have it be a drop round, because if you can have a good round at a track where a lot of drivers will be hoping to obviously have a good round and they will very likely have a poor round, that will help you in the long run, especially at this point of the season. If you don't use a drop round, Brett, until very late in the season, you are sitting very well pretty, and you're sitting in a very good spot in terms of championship preferences out on circuit. The interesting point at this stage of the season, championship leader Alex Kiddis yet to take a race win this season. He's had a couple of pole positions and he has had a lot of front end of circuit finishes. His current drop round is Watkins Glen.
What a power play that is, though.
I know.
Hasn't won a race, but he's leading the championship. So
That's
that
right.
boy is on fire. And, how can you doubt the bloke for that? He's doing very, very well.
The big caveat,
That's how
though,
he goes
is
tonight, though. So
the big caveat to that, though, is, Brett, is as soon as Matt Scholes wins a race this season, or as soon as Jim Caperonis wins his second race this season, pressure is going to be on Alex Kiddis if he still has not won a race.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win tonight, there's still not as much pressure on him if it is another different winner. If it's a double-up winner, pressure goes back on him, especially if it's Jim Caperonis.
Yep.
The only first-time winner tonight of who's currently in the field that will continue to apply massage pressure onto him is Matt Scholes. That is the one person Alex Kiddis will not want winning this race this evening, because that will put so much more pressure on him leading into the second half of the season as well. With next week at Sandown being a weather ambient race with drying
Which is
track.
typical for Melbourne.
Typical for Melbourne. I will agree. If the real world Sandown race in a few weeks' time doesn't match our weather, I'm saying it's not pure cinema for the semi-final round. But it's going to be a very interesting second half of the season. But right now,
I think that she's building up.
It is.
The season is Well, I mean, look, we always pump up the season every round that we go through and stuff like that. But I mean, you have a look. We're hitting round 5, and it is still building. You know, like, so how good is this? You know, I mean, like you were just saying that Kiddis is leading the championship, hasn't won a race. You know, how good's that? We've got a couple of people obviously winning races. Are they going to get a second win? You know, so it's getting exciting already. It's great. Love it.
Oh, it's very, very true. It's getting exciting, and it often gets exciting at this point of the season, of course. Alex Kiddis, first place in the championship at the moment. He has the orange number next to his name tonight. Will he hold on to it? After next week, we'll be including a second drop round, Brett, once we've gone past Sandown. It'll be very interesting how the championship is shaping up with 2 drop rounds being included instead of just 1, and where that is actually going to situate drivers across the piece. Right now, there are probably, I would say there's 3 drivers right now who are our favourites to battle this thing out towards the end of the championship at the finale round come end of the season. Those are Alex Kiddis, Matt Scholes, and Jim Caperonis. They are the 3 drivers right now that I would say are that have got a pin in them to really challenge that. The other driver who will slot himself into that if he makes the rest of the rounds this season is Steve Grumley, who's already taken a race win. And if he does make the rest of the rounds, will see himself in a much better position in the championship. So, you know, obviously we can look to Trent Allen, we can look to Tim Mulford as well. Unfortunately, though, for Trent, he's in the same position as Steve Grumley. He's got to try and race the rest of the season. He's already missed 2 rounds. He's not here tonight. For him to really put a challenge on this, remember we said he's one of those drivers that has to make sure they're here every round. One thing we will say, though, about the other driver who was on that list, Luke Powell, well, he's done one thing every single week. He hasn't raced at all. So
he's done a ghost. He's done a ghost.
He's done the complete opposite of what we wanted of him. We wanted him here every week, and he hasn't been here at all. Where's Luke?
He's gone to Halloween early.
Apparently.
He ghosted us.
Giving us a trick or treat at this stage of the season. Not race info. Get rid of the race info, Hamish. The starting grid. I know. The starting grid for tonight, though, will be as follows. Michael Jones will start pole position for the first time this season, ahead of Jim Caperonis on the front row of the grid. Steve Grumley, Bruce Tannick on the second row. Those 2 are going to be dangerous starting up the front. Keep an eye out for them. They've both got good pace. They'll be starting ahead of Matt Scholes and Shane Randall for the third row of the grid. Steve Lanyon starts his first race of the season out of P7 ahead of Dave Arney in P8 with Andrew Hoffman and Matt Munday for the top 10. Scott McKenzie will start ahead of the championship leader Alex Kiddis out of P12. So this is the first test tonight we have. Remember we mentioned all season.
Got a bit of work to do.
He's yet to be within the pack. He's always been up the front. This will give him a good chance to go pack racing tonight. What a circuit to do it at, by the way. That'll test him here from P12. Paul Burns, Todd Duggan start ahead of Darren Crosby and Mario Reali in behind with Damon Fisher and Brett Fisher for an all-Fisher 9th row of the grid. That's going to be a tasty battle to keep an eye upon.
Fish on.
Fish on. Get the reels out. Well, hopefully we don't get baited. Mick Clifton, Ben Brook will then make up the top 20. Chris Blanchard, Peter Baxter for the top 22. Rick Viger and Brett Horsell for the top 24. Scott West and Peter Latham start ahead of Ron Allen and Tony Chapman for the top 28. With Brenton O'Brien, Matt Stoyles, Brett Taylor, Jeremy Bush, Derek Lovegrove, Tim Mulford, Matt Parker and Mark Houghton for the 36 cars on the grid this evening. Matt Parker and Mark serving rear of grids.
Big names in the pack, buried in the pack.
Yeah.
How good's that? Well, not how good's that. That's unfortunate for them. But I mean, you know, that's really shown how tough qualifying is and how everyone's pace is right on the money at the moment. So let's see how this track unfolds. Barney up there, ready to get his big wave on.
He is ready, willing, and able right now, Brett. He has got that flag in his hand.
Yeah, and he's focused as. Look at him.
That is a man that lives for flags, Brett.
Wipe the sweat off his brow then.
When he hands out trick-or-treat items on Halloween next Friday, he will be handing out miniature flags.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be.
One pre-warning I
And
will
licorice
give.
all sorts.
Oh, that's right. One pre-warning I will give tonight, though, before we do get gridded up this evening. On lap 33 and lap 34 of the race, we'll be turning off our microphones and just listening to this car sounds out of memoriam for Gary Rogers, who unfortunately passed away on Thursday when we did go racing. He was a massive part of Australian motorsport and Australian motorsport development series as well. Helped a lot of young drivers get into Australian motorsport. So when we do get to lap 33 and lap 34, we will be going silent for those 2 laps at a memoriam for Gary. But we've got 30 odd laps to get there first. Lights are going to go up though. We're going to go racing at Belle Isle, round 5, season 25. Who is going to get the jump, and will we survive lap 1? It's a hot start from Caperonis off the front row, straight into first place by the time they run through turn 1. Jones has dropped early. Grumley's got good run off the line as well over Tannock. Skulls and Randall battling away. Lanyon's in behind them too as they run down towards turn 3. The ever so dangerous turn 3 for the first time. Oh, there's a knock-on effect in behind. Lanyon has drilled Randall and they've both gone into 3. Skulls is off the road and the pack of cars come up towards them in the hopes that they can survive. But Skulls has dropped way down the order and in goes to the wall Matt Stoyles as well in the background. And that there also is Pete Latham, Tony Chapman, Tim Mulford, and a couple others as well, including Derek Lovegrove. So it's a messy race start. They're still moving, but the man on the move, the man on the move right now is Jim Caperonis.
This is what he did last week, wasn't it?
Oh, he did. He did it exactly last week at Algarve. Started on the front row, rocketed into first place by turn
Jim
1.
He's on fire. Look at him
He
go.
was never seen again for the rest of the race, Brett,
Is he
apart
gonna
from the
repeat?
safety car. He could repeat.
I'll tell you what, Jim is on fire. Like, he's come back to split 2, and I know we talked about Kiddis earlier, but Jim's put his stamp of authority on this split with these last 2 races, which are his first 2. Is that correct? No.
No. He's raced ever since round 2. He missed round 1.
Yeah, round 2. Sorry, missed
Yep.
round 1. Yeah,
Yep.
but I mean, he is back with a vengeance.
He's back with an absolute vengeance at the moment. Is Jim Caperonis, our race leader. Driver's eye view for you, seeing the tunnel vision that can be formed and the wheel work on board the 69 SCR entry as well. He's already taken a race win this season. That was last week at Algarve. He'd love to go 2 in a row.
Jones looking good though behind
Jones
him.
is looking good.
He's under half a second, so Jones is going well.
Jones
Bruce
has
Tanning
been
only a second behind.
Jones has
and
been
Grumley.
very impressive, I will say, Brett, the last few weeks. Jones has really been impressive, and he's continuing to impress me at this point of the season. He's doing well. I would say at this point as well, based on what we saw at turn 3, I suspect Steve Lanyon will have a drive-through coming his way at some point in this race, Brett, because it just looked like he just missed his brake marker and drilled the back of Randall's car. Nowhere Randall or Skulls could go.
Tough corner, approaching their cold tyres, cold brains, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's one of those things. We'll see what happens when race control get their
incident
get
sorted.
their notes together.
Well, it's only a two-man crew tonight. Only Travis and Lucas doing race control. There was no third man in there, so they had their work cut out for them.
He's left his car out in the
yeah, the car looks a bit rusted.
left it out in the rain a bit.
Although, I mean, saying that from the wrong angles, it almost looks like a piece of cured meat, I will say. So, I mean, I don't know. I would say it is rusted though, but
maybe he's done a Lady Gaga and
put on the meat dress.
The meat dress, yeah.
An iconic,
Tannick done the fastest lap of the race.
An iconic moment in pop culture, I will say that, Brett.
Yeah.
But one thing that is iconic right now is Bruce Tannick's lap times. This man is on a rocket ship right now. A guy that we know could challenge for a championship here in Split 2, but he's had 2 seasons now riddled with incident points that have cost him. We just want to see him have a full clean season. He's only got a little over 50 race starts here in the Vets. He's got 1 race win to his name. He'd love to make it a second here tonight out of Belle Isle. Ironically, last season took his first win in round 4 out at Portland. Wouldn't mind doing his second in round 5 here at Detroit.
Yeah, Bruce Tannick, car 123 can drop.
What was that? You cut out then, Brett, when you said can drop.
Can drive.
Oh, can drive. You can indeed.
Yeah, can drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kiddis is already up 5 spots, by the way, into P7, so he is on a rocket ship as well on board the Old Mate and Sons car. Matt Monday is already up 4 inside the top 10. Good qualifying from him here tonight. To give the update on the All Fisher starting grid back on the 9th row. Brett, you've remained in that 9th row position of P17. Damon's already jumped to 2 spots right now, though.
Yep, little bastard.
He's just...
Can you say that?
Oh, you can say that. That's fine.
Crosby's done well, though. He's there as well. But, yeah, what a great little battle pack this is starting to become. Brumley doing the fastest lap of his race so far. Same Arnie and a few others there as well, which is not surprising after lap 4. Cars starting to settle in a little bit.
Tyres are starting to warm up. Fuel's starting to come out of it as well. And the cars and the drivers are getting into their rhythm as well. And this is the important focus point of street course racing, is getting into a rhythm and getting yourself into that perfect position of mindset and focus, getting into that flow state that we often talk about, Brett. This is the one track, or at least one of a few tracks, you want to have good flow state out. Matt Stoyles is back in pit lane once again to give the update on the big losers in this race thus far. Hoffman's already down 3 outside of the top 10. Randall down 7 after that lap 1 contact. Riali down 4, and Scholes unfortunately down 16 as well. Latham, Chapman, Stoyles, Allen and Blanchard at the back of the field have all been down a few positions, but Stoyles and Blanchard have been through pit lane as well. Baxter's also down. He's also been through pit lane too. So there's a couple of drivers who've had to drive through pit lane. Parker and Houghton started in pit lane due to license points, so they've got work to do from the back of the field tonight, but they do look like they're battling hard at this stage.
Interesting sections of the track too, where the car becomes unweighted while cornering and stuff like that. So throttle application has to be spot on, you know, to get this car around here in a nice pace, you know. So, and I must say, I talked to you earlier, Hamish, about my development through the week, you know, and I found a fair bit of pace myself. Like I had some good coaching from Brad Doble, and I'll tell you what, the number 101 car found some pace this week as the week progressed. So let's see if I can do something with that pace or not.
We'll see if you can across the proceedings here tonight. And hopefully that pace can continue on now for the rest of the season as well, Brett. Hopefully into Sandown next week. Thruxton a bit later on in the season as well. That'd be nice.
Never seen the track so far, so that'll be good.
It looks like interesting week. The track map looks like Australia, Brett.
Oh, should know it well then.
You should know it well. Matt Parker has just gone into the wall, and I think he's just towed back to pits as well here, Brett. That car's got heavy damage. So he's towed back to pit lane immediately because I saw him crash and then he's straight back in. So he'll get disqualified from race control. So that is Matt Parker's race done.
Well,
at least until race control catch him for doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's probably helped everyone so far. No safety car at this point. Yeah, Jim Caparoni's still out in front, but he's only half a second away from Jones. Jones looking like he's got a bit of pressure to take to Jim. Jim's not walking away with this one. Bruce Tannick just clipping the wall a little bit in the background there. He's only a second off these two guys, so he's not doing too bad. Grumley just dropping a little bit further back, about 1.5 seconds now.
Yeah,
and there's a mirage of drivers.
I have had confirmation as well from race control. Steve Lanyon has been handed a black flag for the contact on lap 1, so he'll have to commit to the drive-through penalty within 3 laps. Otherwise, he will also be disqualified, but by iRacing, not by race control. So it's up to him now if he wants to continue on in the race. He needs to commit to the black flag if he does. Matt Monday, though, what a run from him tonight, Brett. Up 4, qualified the Fishy Motorsports car in the top 10. And I tell you what, his new Fishy car looks good. That's probably my favourite colour combination on the Fishy cars that I've seen. All black with some red and silver. It looks the goods.
Looks like he's hunting some Lanyon at the moment.
Yeah. I tell you what,
Kiddis in 7th at the moment, so Kiddis...
Lanyon just sounds like a type of fish, Brett, I must say.
I don't know whether it's a good eating fish.
I don't know.
It looks like a bit of a challenge there. I'll tell you, Alex Kiddis up 5 spots at the moment too, so he's on a charge, so we'll see how he goes in the pack.
We will indeed.
So far, so good. He's making waves.
He's doing well. He's doing really, really well. as he's now up 5 positions, probably helped by the fact of the turn 3 incident where it was a scramble of cars separated across the circuit. Dave Arney's done well to remain where he started this race. Paul Burns up 4 as well. Mackenzie into the top 10 too. So they've picked up the pieces of the 3 drivers that dropped out in Scholes, Randall and Hoffman off the race start. Brumley's down 1, Jones is down 1 too, so he could maximise on his pole position tonight. Todd Duggan up 3 at the moment for Nova Sim Sports. This is a good showing from Todd already. Hopefully he can continue this run forward. Lap 7 of 53 now as well. Matt Scholes is in, and I believe he had a bit of damage on board that car, so you probably want to get that fixed up.
Brett Horsell as well.
But if he's having to use the fast repair this early, Brett, as Horsell's in,
that's a hard one.
that'll be a hard one. So hopefully it's only optionals he can do, and he can just get them swiftly sorted in pit lane. Wouldn't want to be using the fast repair though for minor contact on that one.
Top 4 drivers last lap around were all in the 32s, and then everyone else further back in the 33. So they're all on a hunt. The fastest out of those top 4 was Steve Brumley with a 32.733, Bruce Tannick with a 32.746. Now leader at the moment with 32.988. So 2 or 3 tenths faster in behind. So have they got something for him? Although Lanyon and Monday a fair way back. So yeah.
I don't think they've actually got anything on Tannick and Brumley right now. I think both those guys have got great pace. I think Jim's got great pace, and I think Michael may be racing above expectations right now, but I think he's positioned himself well that he can be here. He can race up here. Now, do I think it will materialise into a podium tonight? The way that Tannick and Grumley are driving, probably not. I think it's very likely, though, he gets a top 5. Like, he is driving very, very well. And I think he's had an incredible improvement across the last few weeks.
And to keep that car within half a second, under half a second now, approaching Jim as he comes down to turn 3, just goes to prove he's got pace and he's happy to have the car there. So that's really, really great for him. Bruce Tannick's dropping out to about a second now. So these boys, if they just keep plodding away there, not fighting, Western through pits.
Same with Rick Viger, who's just pulled up into the box as well. So both of those guys.
Either damage or early decisions to pit.
Yep. So Monday's starting to put some pressure here on Steve Lanyon. And Kiedis will be hoping he can make a move on him soon as well, with Arnie hot on his heels as well as Paul Burns. So this mid-top 10 battle is beginning to heat up. Lanyon yet to come through pit lane for that drive-through penalty from race control. He has got one more chance to do it, Brett. He has to do it on the next lap, otherwise he will get disqualified. So if he doesn't come in, he should be aware. I mean, he'll see it on his screen, and he would have heard it from race control. Big rear end slide. I mean, he should have a massive black flag on his screen right now that says you need a pit. So
just ignoring at this stage the messages coming through, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to come in, because if he doesn't, he'll be out. And then, you know, if you guys like Matt Scholes, well, importantly, Matt Scholes actually is coming in now. So here he comes.
Yeah.
He is going to commit to it now. If he's,
there?
I don't know, you've turned on your echo. Now, if he stops in the box, it will not count as a drive-through. So he must stop in the box. Remember, he must drive through the pit lane. He cannot stop in the box. So he comes out.
Yep, he's driven through.
He's driven through, so that's fine. So Lanyon commits to the drive-through.
Lanyon's safe.
And apparently, right ahead of Tim Mulford.
Apparently, I've been told $50 Hoff will get him back into the top 10. Apparently.
Oh, I've just seen what's happened here, Brett, with yourself and Damon.
You missed it, mate. You missed it.
That's what the post-race highlights are going to be good for, Brett.
Oh, yeah, that was and that was on me. You know, I was. We were having a great race there. I think it was Tim Mulford. Was it Tim Mulford in between us?
No, Mulford's now come through. So that was
no, it wasn't
behind.
Mulford. It was. Oh, bloody hell! Can't remember. But yeah, unfortunately, I missed my brake mark, and then darted to the right, which was probably not the best choice, and went through and tapped the back of my brother's car and put him into the wall, and yeah, that was nasty. So I owned that one. I missed my brake mark and locked up, and then the thing just took off on me. So I'll cop that.
just let him go. Oh, that's big damage on your car, Brett. Big damage on your car.
Yeah, lucky to get that. I just actually nosed straight into 90 degrees to the wall, so that was pretty munted.
So
It was
Randall,
Mick Clifton, I think, actually.
Mick
Clifton, I think.
No, Mick Clifton's up
Thought it was
6.
Yeah, no.
Maybe,
I
I don't
can't
know.
remember.
Well,
Doesn't matter.
we'll see it in the post-race highlights. Shane Randall
I'm sure we will.
is now into pit lane, so he'll take his first stop of the race here. Oh, what's just happened to Steve Lanyon? Steve's just he's still on the screen, but he's dropped to the very back of the field.
Oh.
What's happened here with Steve? This is very odd.
No. So he came out.
He's done his drive-through, so I'm unsure why he's gone to the very bottom.
Oh, is he just? Oh no. Gone to the back now.
I don't really know. Randall exits pit lane. Didn't take tyres, only took fuel. Oh, that's a lock-up. That is a lock-up into turn 3, and it's straight in the wall.
No.
It's straight in the wall for Randall. Fresh out of pit lane. He was looking for undercut territory. And that is big damage on that Black Art Designs car. It'll have to come straight back in.
He's taking an example off my last one.
Yeah.
He's done exactly the same thing, although he wasn't under any pressure. All that car's looking pretty bad too.
Oh, it's bad.
Going is,
Yep.
yeah, that's not good.
Well, Lanyon's now disappeared. He's gone completely, so I don't know what's happened.
Okay,
To
so something's
Steve.
happened to Landon. Mick Clifton in pit lane,
Yep, Mick
and
Clifton's
Alex
in.
Kiddis just done his fastest lap of the race.
So that will now be a warning to some drivers who come in. Tyres cool down slightly, but the car gets heavier. You've got to be careful on that first out lap just to get the tyres back up to temperature, because that's caught Randall out at that moment. So he'll have to bring it straight back in. That's very likely his race done unless we get a safety car by critical lap. So Caperonis is under massive pressure though, as Tanik is looking for the move here on Michael Jones at turn 7. Here comes Tanik in the mag and turbo.
Great move.
Great move from Tanik. So Caperonis is now under big pressure here. Of course, these two know each other well, battled amongst the championship battle for season 23.
Apparently we've got to watch Jim Caperonis after his first pit stop, apparently.
We'll have to get past them.
Jim got a bit of damage on his front left there
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he does.
That's interesting. Bruce, where are we going?
So Bruce is just going to start massaging some pressure here onto Caperonis's rear of the SCR Mustang. Randall's back in.
Well, that last lap from Jim Caperonis, 135-200. So yeah, okay. Something
he's
not
done
good
something
there at all.
I think he's just rubbed the wall somewhere, maybe at turn 3 or turn 6 possibly.
Bruce
Here comes Tanik.
on the inside.
Oh, great side-by-side action. Tanik has got the
Has got a court cleared.
Jim's still there. Oh, he's got the
He's got
job
right to
done.
be.
Great
Yeah,
racing
now he's
room
clear.
left by both drivers on that move. That was fantastic.
Jones having a look now. He had a little bit of a bow peep on that last corner back there. We see Brett Taylor in pit lanes and exiting, and Randall exiting as well. So Jim's under fire now. He's obviously fighting some sort of gremlin in that car at the moment, obviously from that damage on the left-hand front.
Yeah, it's really costing him a bit of time here.
That's unfortunate because he was going really well. So now he's going to have to fight a bit to stick with this pack. He's obviously lost a little bit of pace.
Yeah, he's given up some sort of pace, so hopefully nothing happens in the pit stop to him. And he can get the car
Jim just
fixed
saying
up
in the
and come
chat
out
there
nice and
too
clean.
that he's going to have to use his fast repair. So obviously he was feeling it in the car. Now, this is lap 12 of 53, so that's pretty early to have to use a fast repair. So
I mean, Randall's
with a
just
dangerous
used
track
it.
like this.
You used yours on lap
Yep.
9.
I used
Damon
mine.
used his
Yeah.
on lap 9.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of drivers who are in that same boat as Jim right now. It's just unfortunately his race, whether you put a lot more worth on it because it's higher up the order, I don't know. Steve Grumley's coming to pit lane, so he wants to try and undercut this pack now. Just
Hopping into the
slightly.
top 10.
Yep, Hoffy's back in.
Yeah. Southern Cross Rusty cars.
Southern Rust Racing.
Yeah, Jim just saying in the chat too, his car was slowed up, had no choice. So yeah, I mean, obviously that was what we could see. Well, Jim's last lap, yeah, a 1:34.5, and then Bruce Tannick 1:33.7. So obviously Jim trying to do as much defending as he can possibly. Grumley and Randall having a bit touch up here coming down straight. Grumley's got it clear now.
Randall wanted to unlap himself in that moment, it seems, so which he has every right to do, especially on a car coming out of pit lane. But no harm done. Bit of banging doors.
Yeah,
they were just shaking hands.
Banging
Brett,
doors
that's
are
what
good.
that was.
Rubbing's racing, they say, don't they? In
Oh, they have
the
indeed.
case of Hoffy, you wouldn't want to rub that one too much. You bloody get tetanus.
No, I think it'd actually fall apart, Brett, if it even touched the ball once. Terry
now,
Taylor in the chat. Some guys have made some spots up. They really have. Mulford up 20.
Yeah.
O'Brien, Bush, Lovegrove up in the double digits as well. But that has had a part to play from pit stops as well. So there is a little bit of contamination from the amount of positions gained and lost from some drivers. So that will fix itself once the first pit stops have finished. Furthest drivers can go is roughly lap 15. So we should only see probably one more lap out of this front crew as Mackenzie and Duggan are into pit lane now. So,
did you mention contamination? That's probably from Hoffy's car.
yeah, I'd say it was from Hoffy's car. There's a little bit too much radiation coming off that thing right now.
Yeah.
I wonder, Brett, if actually the 47th may have got a hold of this car, just something out of Ukraine, or that might have actually gone into it. Possibly.
That was a snap over steer if I've ever seen it. Right in front of me too.
Oh no. That could have ended
All the
poorly.
resemblance of the...
See, Brett, you might need a tetanus shot after this race if you make contact with that car.
If you look at the front of my car, there's a lot of infection on that one.
There's a lot of muck and dirt onto it as well. Mark Houghton has just gone into the wall, but I think he's kept it going again. He has, so he's out of strife for right now as he continues on.
Lovegrove pitting and... Yep.
It's just up the road here from Viagra and Allen, but Lovegrove in. Let's see what he can do in this race here. Tim Melford in the chat with this. My screen's turned off during quali. Cable found out in front of my feet. I kicked the power cable for the screen because it's for the screen, hence the no quali lap time. That's unfortunate there for Tim Melford. That's why he's having to work hard to make up spots in this race. Matt Monday, Kittis and Burns are all in as well. So
rightio.
Multiple cars into pit lane. Darren Crosby's in too, so they're getting towards the end of the pit cycle. Tannick, Caperonis, Jones, Arnie, Brook, Riali as well, all going the distance of 15 laps, and Tannick's beginning to build gap here. Watch for Bruce to run the heavy load early and then go the light load later, because he's starting to build gap right now. He'll be confident that he can hold gap and actually get the benefit of the overfill to then have the faster car at the end of the shorter pit stop.
Well, I mean, and all of a sudden too, Jim's done really, really well with a damaged car to only lose about 1.2 seconds with Jones chasing him down hard. So, I mean, obviously he's carrying a little bit of damage, but he's done well to keep that car on the pace that he has there. See what he can do when he comes out of pits, although something apparently happened.
Yeah, something happens when he takes his pit stop, so we'll keep an eye on him. We expect him into pit lane this lap, because it is the end of the cycle. Remembering critical lap is lap 18. We can only make it to lap 15 at this point of the race, with only one tyre change available. And I would say, Brett, as well, that I doubt we're going to see anyone just put a small splash in. I would say the minimum we're going to see is probably 40 litres, because that gets you to the mid-20s and splits the race in half. So I'd say that's the minimum fuel we're going to see in this stop. The maximum we're going to see is very likely 80 to 85 litres from these guys. So we'll see how this now pans out. But they're into pit lane.
Here we go. Tannick up on the jacks. Jim up on the jacks. And Jones on the jacks.
There's Grumley, who we need to keep an eye on, because he could be the effective race leader depending how long these stops are from Tannick, Caperonis and Jones. Brook is into pit lane. Arnie and Riali have actually gained a lap. So they've gone longer. Bush is in as well. So here comes Grumley. Past them all. They're still in the pit box. So he's actually going to claim the effective
Jim's
race
dropped.
lead. Jim has just dropped, and as he comes out, Grumley's going to stream by. So he's jumped all of them. Now, in comparison, Caperonis and Grumley, very similar stop time, 23 odd seconds. Tannic, 34 seconds.
Huge.
Jones is still in. So he's going for a heavy fill here. Roughly 40 odd seconds on this stop, Brett, which, if I do the math, he's taken 45.65 seconds. Hopefully he hasn't taken tyres on that, because I don't want to take tyres now. 45.65 times 2.3. He's taken 104.995 litres. He's only left himself 10 litres. It's not enough to cover tyres. So he's actually going to waste time in the next pit stop. So if Michael is watching,
a bit of an error there.
if Michael's watching, or if anyone else is watching, actually, you don't realise this. So in the supercar, fuel time is 2.3 litres per second. So for every second it takes, you get 2.3 litres into the tank of the car. Tyres get covered by fuel, but they only get covered by fuel when it's a 10-second pit stop. So it's going to take you 23 litres to cover putting a set of tyres on the car. So for Michael right now, he's just wasted 10 seconds in his stop, which he would have gotten for free before. Caperonis has gotten it real loose, and into the wall he goes. That is heavy damage. Remembering, he already used his fast repair as well.
Wow.
That is heavy damage
Unfortunate.
on the chubby butt. Oh, the rejoin.
Nearly got plugged.
That there is heavy damage on Jim Caperonis' car. And the only explanation I can have for you on that one there, Brett, is I would say he didn't do just fronts. He didn't do just rears. He didn't take 4. He's taken one side. One side's gripped up, the other side is cold, and that spun him round.
Interesting to see, but the other thing, he had a closing rate in those last couple of corners on Grumley big time, so I think he also gave himself a bit of a hurry up, and he might have just got on the gas early. And if he's done that, that's what snapped that car out and got him into the wall there. So, because it's sort of, he closed probably about 3/10 in a couple of laps. Who's in the wall there? Blanchard.
That's Blanchard into the wall. So we're starting to get some of the gremlins now of cars with heavier fuel loads, but on older tyres. That's going to be a good souvenir for a fan.
Yeah.
So we're
Turn 3 getting a plenty of work out.
Oh, it's the place to be if you're a punter. That is the place to be. What I will say is that this is what happens when we run with haven't taken tyres, but you've taken a heavier load of fuel. We saw it last season at or a few seasons ago at Barber Motorsports Park. As Michael Jones is just dropping some spots now as well. I really hope for Michael's sake he didn't take tyres on that first stop, because his tyres are going to be screaming by the end of this race. Brett. They can only go, and when I say they can go 30 to 35 laps, at 30 laps they are screaming. 35, you are on rims. Like, it is such a long way to go, and he's going to have to go 38 laps in this race to get that car home if he has taken tyres. And he's got there was that Matt Scholl's front end. It was Matt Scholl's front end.
That was a bumper delete.
It was. It's a bit of a weight reduction for Matt.
Yeah. Although I don't think it works in his favour, aero-wise. But anyway, let's see what happens.
We'll
see the battle pack here. So Rick having a bit of a gander on the inside. He might find that he's got a little bit more pace in the straight line than Matt with that bumper delete. So we'll see what happens here.
So apparently,
Kidder's doing very well though.
Apparently, Jim didn't actually selectively take one-sided tyres. He apparently had them all ticked off. But the only explanation, I would say, if it did give him one side, is maybe it reset and it still had one side ticked. I don't know, because you have to actually select all 4. You can't turn them all off at once.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Kidder's he's still up 7 spots in 5th spot, and Paul Burns up 9 places in 4th. So very interesting there. Kidder's taking about 2 seconds longer in pits there. Bruce Tannic, as you said before, taking 34.75 seconds.
Yeah, he's got to remain in the bubble now of 12 seconds to Steve Grumley, which he is. So if he
Yeah.
remains in this bubble, he will actually take the race lead after the next pit stop over Steve Grumley. What Grumley needs to do is he needs to try and run away. He needs to try and build this, and he may not be aware of this either, and what the difference is that he needs to actually crack. But he needs to get this gap at now to 15 seconds if he wants to hold the race lead
Skulls
over
in
Bruce
pit.
Tannick. Skulls is in. So realistically, the difference is it's roughly a 3-second difference that Grumley wants. He's got to gain, well, now it's out to about 10.5 seconds. He's got to gain probably about up to 15 seconds, so gain another 5, because sometimes give or take 3 is dependent on how fast your pit lane traversal time is, so how aggressive you are on pit entry and how aggressive you are on pit exit. And what we've already seen tonight is the benefit really reaps for you if you're the person passing pit lane opposed to the person coming out of pit lane because you're at pace. So that's, you know, that's what, you know, drivers are going to try and do.
You can actually get quite a fair bit of pace on the entry of pit lane, I found anyway. So pit entry's probably not a bad spot, but exit definitely can be a bit dicey.
Yep, it can indeed. Michael Jones right now is battling away here with Darren Crosby and Rick Feiger in amongst the mid-pack. They've got Mario Reale, Ron Allen, Scott McKenzie, Pete Baxter and Mick Clifton in behind them as well. Pete's having a good race tonight, up 5 positions.
Nice to see Pete up there.
Into the top 20. Had the pleasure of commentating with him and Scott Rankin on Premier Endurance League last Sunday night. It's a fairly good time for us, I must say.
Awesome.
I'll be in the booth with them once again this upcoming weekend. Another Sunday night broadcast for me. Although there will be questions after this broadcast, Brett, actually, of your time availability across that weekend, because I actually will not be available on the Saturday night. So we'll have to see what works for us and how we can reschedule
That's right.
it.
Yep,
So
we'll work it.
We'll work around it. It's a tough schedule that weekend. It's probably the worst weekend for the schedule change, but we'll work around it. We'll figure it out.
We'll work around it.
We will.
We'll make
The
something happen.
beauty of the replay broadcast is we can do it pretty much whenever we want. It's not a live race, so that, you know, to pull back the curtain slightly, it means we can do it at any point in time. We're on lap 20 though, of 53 at this stage, and this has been a chaotic race thus far.
Oh, hasn't it just, eh? Hasn't worked out the way I wanted it to, I'll tell you that right, and probably my brothers as well, but anyway, we're plugging away down the back of the field at the moment. Unbelievable. But what a great race happening up front at the moment. We've done Benjamin Brook up 10 spots at the moment. Fairly short pit stop for him. Rick Weiger up 12 with a 26.85 second stop. Be interesting to see Michael Jones, though, like as you mentioned before, you know, taking that 45-second stop. How's that going to play out for him later on in this race?
What I think this will do is, if there's a safety car, he's pretty well screwed, because he's actually going to drop heavy. So even though he's going to be taking a very short stop, it'll be 10 seconds. But the problem is he's actually wasting. He's wasted time on his stop. He's actually wasted 5 seconds on this last stop, because that's 5 seconds that can make or break your race. It's 5 seconds that can make, you know, if he hadn't taken that 5 seconds, he would have been well ahead and well adrift of Rick Feiger. He's getting held up right now from Darren Crosby as well. So
a bit of a look.
An important learning experience here for Michael in future. Don't take 100 litres. Always make sure you leave yourself 23 litres of breathing room, if that's the strategy you're going to pull. Because you always need 23 to cover a set of tyres. If you go less, you're wasting time in pit lane being stationary. So,
and it's interesting too in a race's development, and we're all at different stages. We all do things differently. You know, there's all these little nuances throughout that can sort of destroy or make your race, things like that. And that's one of them, just getting those picks down accurately. And some people are good at it, some people not. Jones is actually really chasing the back of Crosby at the moment, so he's feeling like he's got a decent car underneath him at this point. But these are all, you know, can help you have a better race, you know. And I'm not saying I'm good at anything, because I'm definitely not. But it's one of those things that everyone can look at, little areas where they can make slight improvements. You know, understanding your pit strats a little bit better. You know, and even if you can, I mean, some of us have pit crew that can help us out and things like that. And a lot of us don't. So you've got to do the calculations on the fly, and that's sometimes pretty hard.
Or at least have a pre-plan into the race. Often figure out 2
definitely.
or 3 different strategies you can play.
Yeah.
Dependent on what way the race is going. You might have a strategy for, okay, what happens if there's a safety car? Lap 2! Oh my God, Jones really closes up. What do you do if there's a safety car early? What do you do if there might be a safety car in the midpoint of the race? What's your split stop? So figuring out the maths on what is a complete split on the fuel, what is a complete split on taking a bigger fuel number but having a shorter stop at the end, what do you need to cover it? And then
knowing your critical lap,
Exactly.
knowing, you know, all that sort of stuff. If you have a look at your fuel burn, do all those calcs, you know, pre-race and everything like that. I mean, if you've got some team buddies, you know, you all have a discussion about what they think and what you think, and just so you've all got some sort of idea and you
write
get
it
better
out. Write it out as well. I
definitely.
mean, you know, we've gone to the extreme that we have a spreadsheet that was made that will automatically calc for us when we put in the numbers. You don't have to go to that extreme.
Nice.
But you know, it's something that can help you, and it can help you.
Yeah.
You know, at least from our perspective as a team with a spotter, we can quickly do the calculation. We don't have to spend time trying to write out all the maths. We can just put numbers in. We can figure it out on the fly. Where when you're driving, you don't have that. You've got to try and pre-plan it pre-race. So running through that, you know, it only takes 1 day. 1 day of doing a fuel run. I would say it should be Wednesday, because that should be by the time you have your best laps down. That's when your best fuel numbers are going to be. Do it Wednesday. Figure out your fuel numbers. Pre-plan 3 strategies: your split stop, your spread stop, and then safety car stop. So you have 3 plans already in your brain of what you need to do and the exact fuel number you need in your car on your first stop. And then all you got to do is just know the number for the second stop as well.
Who's Smokey? He's saying
That's
I'm
Tim
calculating
Mulford.
in my head
That's
Tim
Tim
Mulford. All right. Oh, look at James. You having a bit of a look on the outside, I'll call it. Is he going to be able to complete this? This is on the very dark side of the moon.
It's pulled out of it.
Pulls back in. Yeah. Damage on the front of that car too. So he's obviously been playing a bit of Morse code.
He's sending messages to the Russian front, apparently.
He's out of sync there, so he's obviously he's got a bit of pace, and he's coming out there nicely. Can he get something done down the end of the straight here? No, tucks back in. Got to watch out for that, because Real will actually, if he sits out too far there, he'll take quite an advantage of that. McKenzie dropped the spot there.
Michael has got a very large turn range set on his wheel. Very large turn range. I would almost argue that might be a little bit too much. Like he's going half lock to turn corners that you should only need to turn in slightly for.
Depends on what you feel comfortable with, and I think that's one of the things that my team, not my team, but the Shadow Racing boys and we talk about is that, you know, everyone's different. Everyone feels the car differently and has things set up differently. And what works for one person doesn't work for another person. But,
that's right.
You know, just going on what we see so far, Jones is looking like he's pretty racy. So, you know, you got to do whatever works for you and what gives you the greater understanding in how to get that car around that track.
Well, we can compare it. We can compare it right now to Darren Crosby, who's being put under pressure here from Michael and behind him as well. I suppose the good argument for it would be, Damon just clipped the wall then on the inside. The good argument for me would be is the less you turn into each corner is the less you're actually having to work the car, which means you're able to maximise your endurance across the race. Especially when we get into the longer races, the more that you can reduce your wear down of endurance, then the better you're going to be. And
maybe he's got little chicken arms and it doesn't affect him, you know, or someone's got like massive guns that they struggle to turn the wheel.
No one else has got massive guns on them other than Mark Peck, from what we have seen from photographic evidence.
You know, you've got to get those guns out of the
although Mark drives sitting on phone books, so
on Allen Pitts. Yeah.
That's that can only go so far. So Ron's in, so he's pulling the strategy. Let's get this thing to pretty much halfway. So this is the earliest I would say you could stop is lap 25, because you're going to do roughly 28 laps on the set of tyres,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, it's
about
laps.
where that's about where the drop-off point is on them, and they drop quickly. So getting to this point is a smart strategy there for Ron. Now, Steve Grumley took 22.11 seconds in the pit lane, so he's taken roughly 45, maybe 50 litres worth of fuel. So he could probably go to just about lap 30, and then he'll have to come in. So he's also going to play that strategy. Don't be surprised if Tanik comes in early, because he'll know that he doesn't need to go as far as the tank capacity holds at the moment. He can come in from this point and get fresh tyres and be fine to the end. He doesn't want to have to drop too much time. And that's another balancing act as well, is figuring out what is the tipping point of your tyres where you actually start to give up time because you're trying to nurse them, and what's the point of you don't want to come in too early because you're going to hurt yourself at the end of the race as well.
I know my tipping point when I put the foot on the brake and it doesn't stop and it keeps skidding and I go, shit, I'm going to hit my brother.
Oh, I look forward to seeing this in the post-race highlights, Brett.
That's a tipping point for me.
It's going to be a fun time.
It's going to make Sunday dinner awkward.
Oh, it will. It will. I'm sure Mudgee has got it on the local news already by now.
Oh, yeah.
Front
Apparently
page
we have a
stuff,
really...
Brett, I must say.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, look, Gulgong, I don't know whether everyone knows where Gulgong is, but it's about the same distance from me to Gulgong to it is to Mudgee. And they had a big news week this week where a pole got stuck in the middle of the road pretty much. They repaved the footpath and the pole ended up in the middle of the road sort of thing. And that made national news, so that must have been a big one.
Speaking of poles and traffic poles, did you see the photo of the truck that had taken a traffic light for a walk, Brett?
No, but I saw
the traffic light. Well, I think it was actually a street light. Fell over, punctured the top of the truck, and it drove away with it hanging from the back. It was like one of those box 3-ton trucks.
Wow. Yeah, well, I saw. I don't really watch the news all that much, but I saw a bloody fuel tanker, actually collect a Pajero in a tunnel.
Yes,
that was pretty
as
interesting.
well.
So that was wild. I mean, that would have been a fun little ride, wouldn't it?
At that point, you'd be hoping you can pull the Herbie at Monaco trick of just going around the tunnel.
Well, he was starting to climb the wall.
He was. So Tanik in.
So Tanik in pits, yeah.
So he's going to try and undercut Grumley a little bit now. So if you're Grumley, you've got to come in on this lap because you've got to try and counteract that undercut.
Apparently it was a traffic light.
Yeah, Rounding to confirm it was a traffic light. Okay, so it was a traffic light on the back of the truck. One thing we can confirm is it was a light on the end of a pole from this conversation.
What it was.
So Grumley will hope to come in the next few. Should be this lap, I would say, because again, he doesn't want to go too long. He'll get past the tipping point of the tyres, and that's when he'll give up too much time to Tanik. Again, he's got to try and give himself roughly a 5-second wiggle room to maximise pit exit. Oh, it's a little slide there.
Yeah. Grumley having a bit of a slide.
Now, if a safety car's called when he pits, he'll be pretty fine because he'll be right on Tanik. But at this stage, he will be losing position to Bruce Tanik, who should be taking the race lead post second pit stop in this race. Alex Kiddis is hot on the heels here of Paul Burns. Alex has been very impressive all season in his race acumen and has really improved between coming up from split 3 or coming from split 3 into split 2 this season. Used the month well to get himself prepared for split 2. And he's been shining thus far. He's yet to take a race win, multiple pole positions, but he leads the championship at this stage. He's been Mr. Consistent across the piece.
You know, begs the question, like if he keeps on driving like he is and getting top 5 positions and stuff like that, does he really need to win a race? I know you go on about win races and stuff like that.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
I often say, Brett, that you need 2 wins to win the championship. But you also ultimately need to be the driver who finishes in the top 5 the most times in the season, because they've gone hand in hand together the last 3 seasons. Of the driver who's taken 2 or more wins has also most of the time finished in the top 5 in the top 2 amount of times. So both Brad Doble and Halil Cesar finished in the top 5 the most last season. They both took the most amount of race wins. Halil just finished better in the season. Logan Barnett obviously finished in the top 5 7 times. In fact, it was more than that. I think it was actually 9. There was only one race he didn't finish in the top 5. So he won that season. And then Matt Muggles in the season prior, he finished in the top 5 the most times. 3 race wins, went on to win the championship. So the problem now is for Alex, it doesn't matter how many top 5s he gets. In the second part of the season, if someone begins to steamroll wins, that is when the pressure is going to be applied to him. And right now, the 2 drivers who could start steamrolling wins and put pressure on him is Jim Caparonis and Matt Scholes. They are the 2 I'd be worried about. The other one
and Jim's
is Steve
in a bit of hurt at the
Brumley.
moment.
He is.
He's done well to stay in. He was in position 5, 5th position, but he's still hanging it in there. So that's really good with the damaged car, as much as that car has got damaged. So kudos to Jim for sticking it in there. Hopefully he can continue holding that car there, but we'll soon find out. So
here comes Bruce Tannick.
Real in pits,
Steve Grumley is still in the box, so Tannick takes the provisional race lead from Steve Grumley, who's only just exiting the lane now in behind this little pack here. There he is.
Yeah.
So the gap is 7 seconds. So he did gain a little bit of time on Tannick there, but he still has work to do.
A lot of work.
So we're on lap
Offie in
29.
All possession.
Yeah, up 4, but pit stop's about a part to play in that too. Matt Monday's up 6 at the moment. So needs to take his second stop of the race thus far. He finishes in the top 10 tonight. This is by far his best performance of the Gen 3 era in Split 2. It's a great drive from Matt here this evening. If he can get this top 5,
closing big time on Monday.
Oh, he was too. If Matt can get this top 5, possibly a top 10, he may have to be one of the drivers to put forward, Brett.
Oh yeah,
this is a great drive from Matt, and I think we need to highlight this because he is outperforming where he normally drives. Into pit lane comes Matt Monday of Fishy Motorsports, so he get himself prepped up for the final run home. We'll see where his true position is. Alex Kiddis leads the way as we enter lap 30 of 53. Jim Caparonis 6.66 seconds behind. Todd Duggan on his heels, Andrew Hoffman as well. Michael Jones a bit further back. Now, he took that large fuel load, so he'll be pushing this car as far as possible.
Damage on that car?
Yep.
Or was that on that car last time? Or
it was on that
a
car
bit of
last time. He still hasn't fixed it just yet, so...
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if Jones finishes well, I'd probably even like to pop him up for a nomination, maybe just purely because he's really excelled. You know, he qualified incredibly well, and it's great to see him up there. Whether that's worthy, I'm not sure at this point. You can either vouch or not vouch for that, Hamish.
I like it. I think it's a good choice to put forward, but we've still got 24 laps to go. Plenty of time for someone to go pear-shaped for someone. Plenty of time for someone to have a breakout performance as well throughout the rest of this race.
I could come back. No, I couldn't.
Pigs fly, Brett.
And I would not be worthy of a drive of the day. It'd be almost like the worst drive of the day. I'm sure my brother would agree with
I feel like we'd have to give it to you, Brett, just because of the possible 36 drivers or 34 drivers you could have hit. Or 35.
Yeah, it was my brother.
No, possible 35 drivers you could hit your own brother. Like... I don't even know if we've ever seen the Vigers hit each other on track, and they race for the same team. Like it's, I don't know how that's worked out that way. Scott West and Pete Baxter here battling inside of the top 10. Both of them are up in the double digits, but Baxter's going to come into pit lane for his final stop. Weston continues on. He's currently separating the race leader and P2 in Steve Grumley at this stage. It's good to see Weston up and around the top 10. He's been a long-serving member of the V8 Veterans and a long-time driver in the series as well, based out of WA. Of course, loves a lot of outings across the season. Recently, I saw he went to the Back to the Future theatre show, so hopefully he's
actually, I wonder what that's like. It'd be interesting to hear what that's like. Yeah. Let us know.
Hopefully, Scotty can give us a review at some point if he thought it was good.
Great Scott!
Yeah, great. Well, he's definitely doing more than 88 miles per hour here this evening.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to go about finding a clock tower, though, to put him back to 1985, but...
And a bit bolt lightning kicking to 88.
That's right.
88 gigawatts?
Yeah, 88 gigawatt. No, some amount of gigawatts, something like that.
Yeah, same with gigawatts. Yeah.
Twin Peaks Mall that then became, or Twin Pines Mall then became One Pine Mall when he ran it over. Changed history. Todd Duggan into pit lane now as well. We're on lap 32 of 53. And Alex Kiddis.
Apparently someone's sponsoring the worst drive of the day for 5 cents.
Yeah, that's Rhiannon. That's my wonderful partner. Rhiannon wants to sponsor worst drive of the day.
Oh, very good.
We will give it to Brett for 5 cents. I will take that.
Awesome.
Bash of the gavel onto the floor, and we are ready to go. So
Duggan in the pits.
Yeah, Todd's in. We're not taking votes for driver of the day just yet. We're just openly discussing who we think could maybe be there by the end. We'll have to wait and see where drivers have ended up across the piece of this race, though. There's some really solid drives thus far. Everyone's just jumping the gun. Like we haven't even put up the drivers for nomination, and they're just nominating drivers. Like no.
Apparently, Alfie's already got 9 votes.
Well,
so.
You know what? I'm not putting him forward now out of just pure. You jumped the gun too early. He's not going to. I'm of course joking.
Yeah, careful. You know. You think,
I know.
Watch what you're saying there.
No,
Hamish.
that's right. Well, we are about to go silent for 2 laps, ladies and gentlemen, in memoriam of a Australian Motorsports Hall of Famer, a long-serving member of the Australian Motorsports service as well, and a man who was well respected across Australian Motorsports too. Vale, Gary Rogers, rest in peace to you. We'll be back very shortly. Lap 35 of 53 here out at Detroit Belle Isle for the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans Split 2 action of Season 25. We're round 5 at the commencement here this evening. Alex Kiddis leads the way in this race, but Bruce Tannock is the corrected race leader, as Alex still needs one more pit stop to get home here this evening. Steve Grumley is the corrected P2 sitter at this stage as well. It's that final podium position that is still on offer, whether it goes to Michael Jones or Alex Kiddis. Right now, you'd have to argue it's probably going to go to Alex Kiddis, being 23 seconds up the road from Michael. But if he can get that gap down to under 20 seconds, he will remain ahead of Kiddis past the pit stops in this race. Scott Weston is in. It's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting to see as well. We thank everyone for sticking around across those 2 laps that we were silent for as well, for Gary Rogers, so thank you guys so much. We've got 18 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line stripe at the end of this lap. And we were just talking a little bit off air there, Brett. Alex has been very impressive this season in the way that he's actually gone about his racing and how much cleaner he has been in amongst battle packs and in amongst the field as well. The other impressive part of his season thus far too is the pace that he's been showing week in and week out. We said he's had multiple pole positions, multiple top 10 starts. Tonight was the first time this season he's actually not started inside of the top 10 as he now comes into pit lane, so he'll give up the race lead to Bruce Tannock. So, you know,
keep an eye on where he comes out. But yeah,
we'll see where he comes out.
Definitely very impressive.
Very impressive.
I can't wait to see where he finishes up for the rest of the season. Actually, he very, very impressive and very, very good.
Well, there's no denying it. He's within the championship hunt at this stage of the championship. But there's still another half of the season to go with some very, very difficult tracks on offer for us. Bruce Tannock will now officially take the race lead as he comes past pit lane, so that order has now been corrected. Of course, next week we got the Sandown in changeable conditions, a drying track. 250 Ks, that's going to be a tough night. 81 laps on the road, could go out to around about 3 hours of race time, depending on how chaotic the race is. Thruxton the round after for the sprint round. Mexico City, Red Bull Ring, Saxon Ring the end of the season as well. It's going to be a tough next half of the season, Brett. If the momentum cannot be carried through Sandown next week, it is going to make it really tough for Thruxton and Mexico, being 2 brand new circuits we've never raced. As Brett Taylor has just put it into the wall further back. It's down at turn 3. He's actually run off into the escape road. He was having a fantastic, he was having a fantastic race tonight, was Brett Taylor, and unfortunately for him, he has just dropped a few positions here, so that's unfortunate for him. Andrew Hoffman's now been into pit lane. He's tucked up right behind his teammate, Jim Caperonis.
The top 10.
I would say right now, though, and especially at this point of the season, Brett, we've mentioned this before, some teams have got to be selective at times when teammates are actually going to battle each other. Right now, Jim is P3 in the championship. Yes, he's got a damaged car, but
he's Hoffy running rear gunner for him.
Yeah, I think the favour needs to go to Jim at this point of the season. We're halfway through. Jim has the opportunity to battle for a championship this season. He has the opportunity to get back into Split 1 for season 26. I think right now the favour actually needs to go to Jim at this point of the season. If it was, 2 or 3 rounds earlier, I'd say go for your life,
So, I mean, his last lap was a 1:33.7. Guys above him.
Lapped Matt Monday, who's leading the small, and even Paul Burns, and they're actually separated at the moment. They're not in a battle. Brett Taylor's in. So he is actually outlapping a couple of those drivers ahead of him. It's not until we get
the damage he's got on that car, that's impressive.
He's doing very, very well. Doing very, very well. But I would say,
and like you're saying though, like Hoffman running, if he's running rear gunner for him, as we see, maybe not anymore. No, and I think we're going to see a passy by Hoffy. He's had enough. He's gone through. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
I think Jim's going to come back at him, though. That's going to let Todd Duggan in, though. But even if this is a drop round for Jim, which has already used one.
That was a hard lick on that wall.
That was a hard lick. If this is a drop round for Jim, because he's already used one, which was the first round, he'd want it to be a top 10 finish still. So we'll see how this works out. But
we'll see how quickly Hoffy pulls away from him, and whether Todd can actually attack Jim as well. Now that he's got you know, he's got access to the back of Jim's car. It'll be interesting to see. And geez, Jim closed right up on Hoffy that time around there. So he's still got some pace in sections of the track, and this is what's going to help Jim's plight through the rest of this race, maybe.
I think it will really help him the way that he's going. He's driving incredibly well. He's Jim Caperonis. He's having one hell of a race this evening.
Oh, Hoffy just a touch wide there, almost getting into that wall. Jim running on a much better line. I reckon he'll probably get a little bit more speed out of the exit of this corner. And he's probably going to close. Yeah, look at the closing rate as he crosses the start-finish line. Closed right up again. So Todd's going to have a bit of a tough time getting past Jim there.
We're starting to get Darren into the battle as well. So
yeah.
And Darren won't want to sit there for too long. He'll want to try and get this move done now.
Here we go. No.
Oh.
Not
No,
quite.
he's just backed out of it for the moment here. Todd driving very smart tonight. Just tucked in a nice spot. He's up 4 positions at the moment. Tim Mulford, actually, we should give a shout out to, up 21 positions at this stage of the race, Brett. Started from the back of the field and is up into P13. This is a great run from Tim.
Fantastic effort, Tim.
Big shout out for that. Mark Houghton up 14-2 after starting from pit lane due to a license points penalty incurred last round. So he's done well to survive the carnage of tonight's race. Give the update on how everything's gone thus far. Matt Parker, Steve Lang, they've both been disqualified from this race. Matt Scholes is in pit lane with heavy damage on his car. Scott McKenzie's been in the wars. Tony Chapman has been rolling around as well. Brett and Damon Fisher had a cuddle live on circuit tonight. It's the first time I've ever
there was no cuddle there. It was just
a spear tackle, actually.
It was it was a sibling spear tackle.
Yep. Shane Randall has had a great qualifying. Unfortunately, his race went downhill from early contact on lap 1 from another car.
And then plunged himself into turn 3.
Yep, and plunged himself into turn 3 on worn tyres with heavy fuel. Matt Stoyles, he's been pretty consistent back here. Chris Blanchard's down the order after a traverse off track at turn 3 as well. Jeremy Bush has been fighting the wars. He's just on his own at the moment, further back in the field. Peter Latham, he's having a fairly consistent run tonight.
Yeah,
so
he had a rough start though. Like got caught up in that early melee. So you know,
Derek Lovegrove is caught up in it as well.
Fisher
So he's been trying to fix himself up. Brett Taylor, we saw before, went off at turn 3. He'll be hoping for another top 20 finish tonight if he can get it. Fisher's back in, as you said. Brett O'Brien back in the car after a week away, thanks to working at the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix last weekend at Phillip Island. So we've seen him back in the field. Had him back in the booth on Monday for Porsche Cups as well, so it's good to have him back for that event too when we went racing out at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve for the next rush round of that series. Mark Houghton, we mentioned. Brett Horsell is doing well, up 4. Pete Baxter up 3 into the top 20 tonight. I'm sure there was a couple of red wines to separate this post-race if he finishes in this position. Ron Allen, P18 as well. Scott Weston with Rick Weiger and Ben Brook battling away here for a top 15 honours. Good little battle pack here. Got Mario Reale, Tim Mulford, Mick Clifton, Darren Crosby in the top 10 currently from 1st to 10th. Bruce Tannick, Michael Jones, Steve Grumley, Dave Arney, Alex Kiddis, Matt Monday, Paul Burns, Andrew Hoffman, Jim Caperonis and Todd Duggan. Michael Jones still needs to do his second stop of the race. At this point in time, the maths says he should drop back to around about P5 in the standings. We're going to take this time to give thanks to our title sponsor of the series, Racecraft Simulations. If you're in the WA area of Perth, head over to 16 Grogan Road, Perth Airport, chat to John and the team, check out some of the rigs they have on the floor, test them out for yourself, and if you've got some spare coin, splash it and dash it on one of those gorgeous PT1s. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back very shortly after these quick messages from Racecraft Simulations. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans for the Split 2 action of Season 25. Round 5 this evening out at Belle Isle here in Detroit, Michigan, for the Motor City. Once again, we go racing in the concrete jungle. We're right on board with Perth local Scott Weston, currently 17th position at the moment. If you're in the Perth area, we mentioned it before, head over, check out Racekraft Simulations at 16 Grogan Road in Perth Airport. You can see some of the rigs they've got, chat to them about some of the deals they have on offer as well. They've got a tight partnership with simrigs.com at the moment too, so chat with John and the team. I'm sure they'll be able to help you out if you mention that you've come across from a Vets broadcast. Is that there is Ben Brook into the wall, as well as Rick Viger, who's just gone in right in behind. It's hot action here at this part of the race.
Saw it live.
Oh yeah, we did. That's a very rare occurrence that actually happens. That's another bumper.
Turn 3. What a corner.
I tell you what, Brett, all of the local dive bars for racing are getting a heap of memorabilia away from this race here.
Yeah.
They love
stuff.
bonnets, but they're getting front bumpers. Michael Jones is in pit lane. So we projected that Jones should exit in around about P5. There's Kiddis coming past. So this stop for Michael should be roughly 10 seconds. It's only 7 seconds. He hasn't taken tyres. So he took tyres on the first stop. This car is going to be screaming at the end of this race. He's going to have absolutely no grip whatsoever. If he somehow survives... Yeah, Burns has got pace, and he's got much fresher tyres on that car.
He actually didn't complete that. That's interesting. Can he pull it up?
Well, he's got 11 laps to do it. And how much time will he give up to the likes of Andrew Hoffman, Jim Capronis, and Todd Duggan as well? Because he is going to have no grip under this car right now. He took tyres on the first stop, probably forgot that he only had one set available. We can only speculate. But that is a... I'm going to click on Brett Horsell. Sorry, Brett. But now he's about to be under assault.
Burns is dropping back. That he was right up on his tail, but he's gone from the last couple of corners. He's gone from 8/10 to a second, and now to about 12. So I'll tell you what, Jones has come out and he's come out swinging.
He has come out swinging, and he's driving very, very well right now. This is a great effort from him to get this car to this position. I'm just trying to figure out 4 drivers who we can nominate tonight, Brett, because I've got 5 currently on my list.
Oh.
So it's going to be tough to select.
Well, let me tell you a little story.
Yes.
Every time you say Grogan Road, I used to live in Booker Bay on the Central Coast, and I was living on Bogan Road.
Oh.
Booker Bay.
Bogan Road, Booker
Every time
Bay.
I say Grogan, every time I say Grogan, it reminds me of that. So.
And I would like to confirm too, tonight we have actually been sponsored for a Worst Driver of the Day award. My wonderful partner Rhiannon, who was in the chat earlier saying that she would donate 5 cents, has legitimately sent me 5 cents to give out a Worst Driver of the Day award. She specified it must go to Brett Fisher, so it will be going to Brett Fisher this evening, who will be our Worst Driver of the Day.
Yeah, can't win them all.
Can't
Might as well win something.
Hey, I got 5 cents. I'm happy.
You got 5 cents. Well, how are you going to get it to me now?
I
It's going to cost you more than 5 cents.
No. You don't get the 5 cents, Brett. She was just sponsoring that I would actually announce.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's where the sponsorship comes from. She saved the league 5 cents from them having to do it. She's paid it out of her own pocket.
Have a look at this. Let's change the subject. Have a look at this Battle Jones on the back of Monday. He's closed that gap. Paul Burns, he's gone back out. He's right out there to 2.3, 2.4 seconds. So Burns is on a run.
I wonder if
Jones is on a run.
I wonder if Burns is having to save a little bit of fuel, possibly.
Maybe.
That might be the case. Or
I'll tell you what.
Is he getting to the point of his incident points are getting up there? And maybe he wants to limit them.
Monday.
Hey?
Monday clutched then.
Yeah.
So Monday saving fuel. Burns is probably... Jones is probably, obviously right in his window. So this is interesting. And Kiddis in fourth spot, which is
We've got
he's
to-
3.5 seconds.
We've got to
up the road.
highlight, though, how good of a drive this has been from Matt Monday to be currently in
Yeah.
the top 5. Up 5 positions in this race, racing well above where he would normally be tonight. Qualified well above where he would normally be as well. Matt Monday is driving his best race of the Gen 3 era this evening, and I think he deserves all the plaudits for that. It may not be a podium right now, it may not be a race win. This will feel like it, though,
good
for
run,
Matt. This will feel like a race win for him, because this is where he's previously been many seasons ago, and it'll be good for him to get back to this position. And, you know, take it from me, the four drivers I've currently got listed in my secret little notes section, all 4 of them I think deserve it, but we'll obviously discuss it post-race and who we want to put forward. I think right now Matt has been impressing me the most tonight, just personally.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
But it's not up to us.
No.
Unless we want to use our wild card, that's up to you.
Yeah.
It's not up to us, it's up to the chat, but you can take my beliefs for whatever they're worth out there.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's a great battle, though. It's really starting to heat up. And
Fantastic.
the other one
battle.
that's starting to heat up is this one here. Caperona's surviving for his life right now with no front end on that car, with Crosby and Clifton chasing him down. Remembering that Jim hit that car into the wall, his out lap after his first stop. So it was lap 16. He put that car in the wall, destroyed the front end. He has driven that car for the last 30 laps like that, and he's still inside of the top 10. It's a phenomenal drive from Jim.
He pounded that thing like a burger on fire.
He's really made a smash burger out of that Ford Mustang.
Maybe it's a deconstructed burger. But like
We are
sensational drive
past
too.
the
Like
hipster period of time, Brett. There's no more deconstructed nothing. It's just we haven't bothered to put it together for you.
yeah, it's just smashed. But great drive, and Todd and Darren, great job, 4 spots up each of them. Tim Mulford, I think you mentioned him before, up 21 spot in 13. That's a great effort there by Tim.
It's a fantastic effort, and he's chasing down this pack of 4 actually of Caperonas, Duggan, Crosby and Clifton. We're right on board with Duggan right now through the James Scott Fountain section. He was given that name from the SimSpeed commentators during a Scops or Pro Series round. It was one of the 2. Now it's colloquially known as that in the Australian sim racing community. There's Tim Mulford back there, 21 spots up at the moment in this race. Fantastic effort from the Phoenix Racing Team driver. Won his first race this season back at Watkins Glen. What was a fantastic drive, and this is another one. Another impressive drive from Tim. If he can get a few more top 5 finishes this season, he could solidify himself up amongst the top 5 in the championship with the possibility of going up to split 1 for season 26 as well. So he'll be hoping to continue to improve.
Jim's
Across
sideways
this
off
season,
turn
Jim
2.
is pushing this car to its absolute maximum right now to keep it ahead
Coming
of Todd Duggan, who wants an outside run, but Jim covers the inside. It's tough, though, on the dirty part of the track to get the car pulled up and maintain the run through turn 3. He's done well, though. Through turn 4, they come. He smacks the wall, just like his teammate Andrew Hoffman did 20-odd laps ago. But he's just surviving right now, and the pressure cooker, he's brought it back with him from split 1, Brett. He took it away with him when he left, and he's brought it back again. We are back at maximum pressure levels here onto Jim Caperonas.
Yeah. And Jim knowing he's got a damaged car, he's got an angry pack of 4 guys behind him. He's doing his very, very best to eyes forward and just keep that thing on the rack, keep that thing on the track as the conditions probably falling apart in that car. But he's doing a fantastic job at this stage. 48 laps to 53.
The car looks about as broken as Brody Kostecki's did today in qualifying at Surfers Paradise. I mean, it is looking complete. It's very lucky that it was a Queensland-based race and they could actually take it back to the DJR operations centre to get
Jim
it worked
sideways
on.
out of
Real
that turn,
sideways on Jim's car there, though. He is pushing this thing to its maximum. 6 laps to go in this race to the very end. He is pushing this thing as hard as possible to claim another top 10 finish this season. In the relative term of this race to where Alex Kiddis is in P4, this is not a horrible loss for Jim tonight. And he can still afford to have a worse race this season. But that's if he finishes where he is in P9. Right now as well, Michael Jones is still sat in the rearview mirror of Matt Monday's car, but I don't think he has the grip under him to get the move done. I think
He's starting to fade away a little bit now.
Yep. Just ever so slightly. Oh no, Jim has dropped big spots. And now he's outside of the top 10. It's given Mulford another position. It's put Mick Clifton up into P11. And Darren Crosby and Todd Duggan well inside of the top 10. As Brett Horsell has just got into the wall. Turn 3, it's claimed another victim.
Yeah.
And if that front bumper falls off, it's another one for the punters to collect post-race.
Wood's chattering.
It's giving us little whispers of secrets.
This
Jeremy
race,
Bush
I feel it.
has also been into the wall down at turn
again.
3. It's another one.
Oh, just
And that was so close for the race leader, Bruce Tannick.
Has he got a motor?
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. He hasn't got anything. We're within 5 laps to the end, though, so race control very likely will just let him tow back. But what a game changer this would be if it was a safety car. That is big damage for the Locked On Lads entry.
Yeah. You mentioned the pressure cooker. I think there was a bumper back there. You mentioned the pressure cooker, and it's livening up in the last few laps of this race. I've got feeling something in my loins. And there's a car.
That there is Brett Taylor, who's just gone round at turn 7.
Oh, look, this is getting hectic now.
It's starting to go off. It's starting to get messy for some drivers. 200 Ks, concrete jungle, trying to keep the car in check, and the tyres are starting to wear away. Those who pitted maybe slightly just too early are starting to lose that tyre wear, and they're starting to lose their bearings a little bit as Rick Viger has put big damage on that car. That front end is cooked. It's straight back into pit lane. And his hopes and dreams of a top 15 are now dashed out of his brain. Tell you what, though, Pete Baxter up 6 into P16. What a great race from Pete tonight.
Yeah.
A fantastic effort. Scott Weston up 10, Ron Allen up 10, Mark Houghton up 17, Derek Lovegrove up 11, but it doesn't even come close to Tim Mulford being up 22 positions in this race. This is a phenomenal effort from Tim. Regardless, if he could have qualified in the top 15, to get 22 positions at Belle Isle is extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. There's no marks on it. It is pretty much clean. Oh, Jim is still struggling.
Jim's still fighting that car. Can he get it home?
Well, one thing we can see as well is Dave Arney is starting to close up here on Steve Grumley in the possible battle for P2. And they've got an angry pack behind them of lap cars continuing to battle away. That's including Chris Blanchard, yourself, Brett, and Matt Stoyles, who's gone real deep into turn 7. So it is all happening throughout this race. We're going to have 3 laps to go when Bruce Tannick crosses the line.
Someone on the inside there.
That's Tony Chapman just letting him go.
That was great. Great bit of vision there. Just making sure that the leader has got a good free track in front of him.
Michael Jones has just gone off at turn 7.
Oh, unfortunate. Oh, that's a shame.
And the tyres are starting to wear away from him, I think, here, Brett. I think they're just starting to give way.
He's still got enough car to finish.
I don't know.
It doesn't look like he's copped too much damage, but it might be. Let's see, he gets around here. Just have to gingerly around there. So he's got about 4 seconds back to Hoffy.
And it's a further 6 seconds back to this pack
here. This is heating up. Oh,
Well, the burners have started to be turned on, and it's whether you're going to get burned or whether you're going to get a nice crisp sear on your race. Derek Lovegrove, it looked like he was close to a battle, but he's not actually. He's just a bit further away. You're battling away here with Chris Blanchard. You guys are a lap down at this stage, though, Brett. So, but any small points you can battle for, you're willing to take it.
Great little battle towards the end of this race. It was fantastic. At least I was able to salvage something out of that embarrassing start.
And Clifton is still chasing down Darren Crosby and Todd Duggan. There'll be 2.5 laps to go. We'll be across the strike. It'll be 2 left to run here at Belle Isle. If Bruce Tannick can pull this out, he will be the 5th different winner this season. It'll be his 2nd win in the Veterans. Took his first last season in round 4 at Portland International Raceway, another real street style circuit. This is the style of circuit that really suits him. He drove well at Long Beach last season too, got a P2 finish. So he really suits these street races and it works out well for him. He's got 2 to go though until he can get there. He's got to survive the walls as best he can. Dave Arney is ever so slightly starting to close up now onto Steve Grumley. So he'll continue.
Great run from Dave. He'd be happy with that.
He'd be very
Nice
happy
spots
with
up.
it.
The podium.
Happy with it. And there's still more and more battles happening throughout the field. I mean, we've got Mark Houghton, Brett O'Brien. This could materialise across the next few laps as well. Ben Brook. He's got heavy damage on that car. They're just trying to continue along here. So there's still multiple battles all over the place.
Jim coming under attack now from Real and Weston.
Yeah, he's feeling the pressure. I doubt he's
just
going
wanting to get this thing home.
I doubt he'll drop out of the top 15, but there is a good possibility he drops behind Reale and Weston before the end of this race. Arnie is starting to pressure Grumley now for P2. He is really putting the pressure on him here. Is the Majors Garage entry of Pacific Esports Racing. And they're going to have 1 lap to battle this out. 1 lap to battle for P2 on the road. An inter-podium battle between 2 Camaros. The Camaros have been dominant tonight. 3 of them currently on the podium. 5 of them in the top 6. And 7 of them inside of the top 10. So it has been a Camaro weekend here at Detroit Belle Isle. Bruce Tannick gets the white flag, starts the final lap of the race. Dave Arney, though, is starting to pressure Steve Grumley here for P2. Can he get this job done before the end of the lap? It's not going to be at turn 3, but if he can get a good run through the mid-sector, it could be down at turn 7 if he gets an opportunity to get past. Brett Horsell is also just starting to close up on Ben Brook here further back. Both of them have got heavy front-end damage right now on board their cars as they run it down towards turn 6. Oh, sorry, down towards turn 7. And Brett O'Brien is just ahead of them. Has gone round.
Oh, Brett
that is
O'Brien's
big.
there, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Rejoins. Ben Brook has gone straight into him down there. And it's another one that's then been claimed. That was Derek Lovegrove. Damon Fisher's
Damon
off as
Fisher.
well. Track is jammed.
This is trouble.
Track is
Peter
jammed.
Latham's on track.
Oh,
Peter Latham's into it.
there's Tannick. So he's just
Tannick's
trying to get
just
through and
got through.
survive. Grumley and Arnie are trying to get through it as well. Oh, and round goes. That was Brett Taylor. Oh, my God. That has turned out.
This is still going on, yeah.
It's still happening. But what is also happening is the end of this race. We've only got a handful of corners to go, but it is really messy down there at turn 7.
Tank was so lucky to get through
So
that.
lucky, so lucky. So was Grumley and Arnie and Kiddis and Monday. But around the final corner he comes.
Wow.
Bruce Tannick is about to win his 2nd race in the V8 Veterans. His first for the season. We've gone 5 from 5 in season 25 as Grumley comes across the line P2 and Dave Arney will make it an all Camaro podium with Kiddis looking to come home in P4. He'll extend his championship lead slightly over Jim Caperonis and Matt Scholes. Matt Monday will get an all-time finish inside of the top 5. Paul Burns up 7 into P6. Michael Jones survives inside of the top 10. Andrew Hoffman, Todd Duggan, and Darren Crosby will make up the top 10 here this evening with Clifton and Mulford hot on their heels.
Wow, what a finish to this race. It is, the pressure cooker just, the relief valve just blew right off for some of those drivers. And wasn't it unreal that those top drivers just got through cleanly without getting caught out in that? That would have been absolutely devastating.
Would have been absolutely devastation. The drivers I was thinking of for Driver of the Day, Brett, and I'll be happy to hear your thoughts, were Michael Jones, Matt Monday, Dave Arney, and Tim Mulford.
Yep, 100%.
Okay, cool. We'll send that through.
All over that.
So we only want to see 1 vote from you, and we're only counting 1 vote from each account. So sorry, 47th, you can't get 9 sneaky votes in for 1 person because we can't actually count your heads. Michael Jones, Matt Munday, Dave Arney, Tim Mulford. That's who you've got to select through for Driver of the Day here this evening. Please get your votes in so we can announce it prior to the end of the broadcast tonight. But what a race win it was for Bruce Tannock here as we get ourselves prepped up for the end of the night and the end of the broadcast as well. It all started, of course, out on lap 1 as we got ourselves prepped here with the round 5 highlights here this evening. It was a hot start from Jim Caperonis off the start line that got him up into the race lead before the exit of turn 1, and from there it looked to be a strong run for him towards the end of the race. And then as we followed this battle down towards the end, it would get heated up for Shane Randall, as this was the moment off the back of his car with Steve Lanyon, who just drilled the back of him, and that drilled him straight into Matt Scholes. And then it was really just a car park down there of drivers trying to make their way through and survive that moment.
As bad as that was, and there was a couple down the back there, it could have been a lot worse.
It really could have been a lot worse. This was Andrew Hoffman, who also got caught up in it too. He was just trying to get through it nice and clean. As the drivers came through. But then they had their own little moment in behind, because this was Tony Chapman as he entered the corner. So drivers are all over the joint, and everyone's just trying to find their way through. And then Chapo just turns across the nose of Latham. Like, I don't really understand where Pete's supposed to go in that scenario, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, and then he's driven into turn 3 and claimed a bumper.
Yep, and then this was Matt Parker and Mark Houghton's incident, where we saw Matt end up put into the wall. There was no penalty given to Mark because of the fact that Matt actually towed straight back to pit lane. And then this is the one we were waiting for. The Fisher brothers. Oh my God, Brett, I didn't realize you were this far back on him. How much of a dive bomb is this? Oh my God, you dive straight into the lake and you've just absolutely tackled him. You've just spearfished your own brother in that moment.
If I can't beat him,
this was another moment at turn 3. It was Brett O'Brien as he came through, just bang, straight in the front of Damon's car. And then we highlighted this one during the race. It was Shane Randall out of pit lane. Fresh fuel on board, but old tyres. And as he came into the corner, just locked it up and straight into the tyre barrier. And this is going to become a regular thing from here on out of cars that went into that wall. This was Mark Houghton down at turn 7, as well, as he got himself in towards the corner. Just locked it up.
Oh, lucky to, that was a good save, that one.
And then this here was big in terms of the race. Caperonis, one side tyres were fresh, one side was old. Rear end just slides out on him, and around he goes and straight into the tyre barrier.
And I bet you his heart sank to the metal floor.
It would have. This then was Chris Blanchard into the wall at turn 3 as well. Just another victim of locking it up. New fuel, old tyres, never goes together well. And then this was the moment that we spoke about, Brett, between Matt Scholes and Michael Jones, and why Matt was actually in pit lane for so long. So this is what actually gave Michael so much damage on the front end.
Right.
And I think we might actually have to rescind Michael's Driver of the Day award because of the fact he's actually been involved with that. So we're actually not going to count Michael Jones in that. So if you've got someone else that you wish to nominate out there in the chat between the other 3, please select them. This was Damon Fisher running it wide as well. So another big moment.
I was not involved in that one.
No, you weren't. This one was a self-made incident from him. I can agree. But
although was that me behind him?
I don't know.
It was.
I think it was.
I didn't touch him.
This here was probably the biggest moment of the whole race. It was Brett O'Brien going around on the final lap, for him at least. He was about to go a lap down. He was on lap 52. As he comes into turn 7, just carries way too much speed and straight into the tyre barrier. And then all hell breaks loose down there because as he comes back on, contact, and it just gets worse and worse and worse.
And then, Damon's just run straight ahead. He's probably going, what's going on here?
Well, this was with Pete Latham and
Latham
his view.
arrives on the scene.
And then it's like he's just got nowhere to go.
Oh, nowhere to go.
No.
It looked like it's just a shame because Pete was probably going all right there.
Pete was doing
And
real
then,
well.
actually, and I tagged the front of Brett Taylor there too, I think, and I climbed up over the front of his car and destroyed mine.
Well, it was a tough end for some drivers. It was a good end for others, though, including this man here, Bruce Tannock, our race winner here this evening. Dave Arney was in the green room, but he's disappeared now whilst we're running through the highlights. That's unfortunate. Could have had a chat to him. Checking in on the chat. So we've got 1, 2, 3.
Exceptional drive by Bruce Tannock, though. He's he showed a masterclass there in how dominating the second half of that race was. Yeah,
absolute masterclass from him. Right, we have our P3 on the road here this evening in Dave Arney. And, as well, thanks to the chat, our driver of the day as well in Dave Arney. Congratulations, Dave. P3 on the road tonight. And the M1 Used Cars driver of the day as well, as voted on by the chat out there. Congratulations on your efforts tonight. Talk us through your race and how you found dealing with Detroit Belle Isle.
I get a Hamish and Brett. Yeah, sorry, mate. It's probably shit internet here at the moment, so I just missed a little bit of that. But yeah.
No, it's all good.
You got me all right?
Yeah, we got you all right. You got us all right?
Yeah.
You're not mid helicopter flight, are you, Dave?
Well, I am up pretty high at the moment. I'm about 38 floors up, so down the coast.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah, for the GC 500. So,
nice.
Well, P3 on the road today. You've also been voted driver of the day in the chat as well, Dave. Up 5 onto the podium. It's a solid effort from you. Do you think you can carry this momentum now throughout the rest of the season?
Look, I hope so. And cheers, thanks to all the guys that voted me for drive the day. But look, there's it's a tough split to be in. Every driver is just so close and so competitive. So, that's the plan, is to just be consistent for the remaining of the year and see where we're at the end of it.
Well, Sandown next week, Dave. Wet to dry conditions. Are you feeling confident for that one, or do you think there's going to be some work to be done across practice this week?
Yeah, I probably will be putting in a lot of practice. I think a lot of guys probably will, but I don't mind the wet tracks, and I think I've had a good result at Virginia when we sort of had a wet. I think it was a wet to dry there too, wasn't it? Not so sure.
We've been to Interlagos where we had a dry to wet race, and then last season our wet race was Jerez, when it was wet to dry. So we haven't had our wet.
Yeah,
we haven't had wet VIR. I'm away that week when we have wet VIR. I don't plan to be a kid, of course, but no. I mean, I think Sandown's going to be good and it'll be a good test for the field, and I think having those Melbourne-esque conditions are going to be a good test for everyone out there as well. But stellar drive tonight, Dave. Thanks so much for coming and have a chat to us. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to, whether it's some sponsors or some family and friends that may be watching. For myself and Brett and the rest of the league, congrats on the performance tonight and on the Driver of the Day award as well.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Brett, and to Hamish. Thanks to all the other drivers too for the nomination, as I said earlier. Just a shout out to our team sponsors, Majors Garage, One Shot Photography, Dubby, and 8 Rivers Photography, I believe it is as well, off the top of my head. And of course, our main guys at Lake Edge Holiday Units, Banksy, and all the other boys. So, and everyone in basically vets, I suppose, the race control, all the admin, and all the vet sponsors as well. Hope I've got everyone.
Well, thank you so much, Dave Arney. P3 on the road this evening. Congratulations to you, Dave, and to PER. Brett, it was a solid night on the road for us here out at Detroit once again. It's ever so exciting whenever we get to come here It's a fun circuit. It's a fun night whenever we get to go racing at Detroit Belle Isle, and Belle Isle Park has turned it on for us again. Turn 3's claimed many victims tonight. Although I think based on the last lap alone, I think we can argue that Turn 3 and Turn 7 claim just as many victims as each other tonight.
Yeah, and all I can say is what happens on the island stays on the island.
That's right. It does indeed. Well, next week we'll be going racing back in our homeland, one of my 2 local circuits out at Sandown Motor Raceway here in beautiful Springvale, Victoria. My 2 local circuits are Phillip Island and Sandown because they're both an hour away from me, so I classify both as my home circuit. I love Sandown, though. It's a great place to go racing, and it's going to be a fantastic time for us to go racing once again next week. And it's always a fun time when we get to go to Sandown. Variable weather conditions are going to have a game to play as well. This is also one of our races this season that we don't have any rules on the race winner winning it for driver of the day because it is a variable weather race. So if you do win it, you could be nominated next week without us wasting a wild card. So, but best of luck in the practice. I would say everyone should have plenty of laps around Sandown. It's going to be a great race, Brett, and I'm really, really excited. Based on what we've seen so far this season, we could still see a 6th different winner in our 6th race of the season.
I think Sandown's going to provide us with some fantastic racing, and can't wait. It'll be good.
Well, it's going to be a fun time next week when we head out to Sandown. A big thank you to everyone who has joined us here this evening, whether you were watching on the Infinity Broadcasting or the V8 Veterans YouTube channel. If you are over on Infinity Broadcasting, next up on your docket on the channel, Monday night, 7:50 p.m, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, myself and Brett O'Brien in the booth for the next round of the VRS Porsche Cup Series, and we go racing out at Alton Park. It's going to be a fun night on the road that night, a sprint round coming your way for that series. On the V8 Veterans channel, of course, the next round is round 6 when we go racing next week out at Sandown. It's going to be a very, very fun time. If you're ever on Infinity Broadcasting, hit the subscribe button, the like, and the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing on the channel with all things vets and IRWC as well. And over on the Vets channel, you want to hit that like button, the subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing with the Split 4 action, Split 3 action, and the Split 2 action as well. Head over to Südspeed TV, give them the support they deserve as well. They broadcast live the Split 1 action Thursday evenings, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. You can watch that action over there. But I've been Hamish Munro with Brett Fisher alongside. A big thank you to all the series sponsors: Racekraft Simulations, Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Play One Sim Gear, Nova Sim Sports, Südspeed Gloves, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars with the Driver of the Day award. Tonight it went the way of Dave Arney. Next week it could go to you. But until then, thank you so much everyone for watching along with us. We'll see you guys next time at Sandown. Stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
With lights screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel super car fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. You're so steel, but the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super car fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super car fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In this sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's just say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Rackraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Rackraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Rackraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no-compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.